My name is Camilo Rivera. I'm the coordinator of the George Wiley Center. Most of you are familiar with the George Wiley Center, but for those of you who are not, we're a small staffed organization that tries to make a big impact on issues that impact low-income Rhode Islanders. And I'm going to focus mostly on political will, because we've heard a lot about the separation between distribution and supply. And for the average person, as we've already heard from, that's simply dismissed as a corporate shell game. You know, my parents came from the Azores when there was a corporatist government fleeing that country for what they thought was a democracy. And so your role as the commissioners are to make sure our democracy protects those who are most vulnerable, some of who you're going to hear from today, and have a balance between corporate interests and community interests. So yes, there are things you can do. You can postpone this vote like you should if you're trying to take a holistic approach to policy. We just went through a many month-long process of meeting with consultants around Docket 4600, which is around the distribution end of this, right? It makes no sense at all to approve a rate increase without including that process. So you can postpone this vote. You can wait until we bring back that process and come to a conclusion in Docket 4600 to make sure that we consider all the social indicators that we've spent hours and hours discussing, and aren't just data on a spreadsheet, but are people here that want to talk to you about your role. If you don't postpone this vote today, I'm very concerned that public's skepticism about public officials' roles will only increase, right? We're going to hear more and more about, you know, taxpayers are paying you to play a certain role, and that is to strike a balance and have a level playing field. You can reject this wholesale, or you can postpone it, and we know, in fact, commissioners have done so in the past. So I bring up the question, if we're importing ideas from Britain, are we talking about TINA, there's no alternative, or are we going to focus on monitoring and regulating corporate interests and corporate greed, right? Because we know the business model of National Grid is expanding in the United States precisely because of our weaker regulatory structures. And we look to commissioners to make sure that what little regulatory controls we have are strong and are monitored and are utilized. So I appeal to you to postpone this at least until the Docket 4600 is closed, so that way we can have a holistic approach around this. So thank you for listening to our comments, and thank you for listening to the consumers that are most directly affected and our members who are here today.